Hey best friend, welcome back to qdeeeatstv. If you're new to my channel, my name is Danielle and I'm coming to you today with a recipe video. If you want to become one of my best friends, just hit that subscribe button down below, give this video a thumbs up, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified of when I post a video. Okay y'all, so a little bit of background about this recipe I'm about to make. It's the Granny E sauce that I always feature in my videos whenever I'm doing a seafood boil. And a little bit, like I said, background on it. I'm from the DMV area originally. I moved from there when I was about 15, and it was a sauce that my grandmother used to make, and it's been passed down. And she passed when I was 6, so this is one of my ways of remembering her, and it's always been a favorite of mine. Now I've had this recipe different kind of ways. People have added mustard, they've added ketchup, but I've never been to a restaurant or have experienced anybody's recipe that tastes like mine. So I'm just gonna share it with you guys, and we're gonna get to it, y'all. It is like 6 o'clock in the morning. I hopped up and I said, let me get this video ready so I can share it with my best friends, and we're gonna just get on to it. Okay y'all, so we're gonna start with the ingredients. First things first, you want to get your mayonnaise. Whatever you do, just get Hellmann's mayonnaise. I know there's people out there that like certain kind of mayonnaise, but for this recipe, this is the only thing that I found that will give me the same exact taste every time. I've tried store brand, I've tried Duke's. Like, I'm not knocking nobody else, but for some reason, this is the only mayonnaise that just tastes good with this sauce. So even if you don't like Hellmann's, but you want to try it, just get you one of the smaller bottles of mayonnaise and just try the recipe. Also, you want to get you some apple cider vinegar. Then you want to get some seasoned salt. You can get the season. I used to use the seasonal, but I've lately been using Lawry's. Then you want to get some hot sauce, whatever kind of hot sauce you like. I like this one, or I like the Louisiana hot sauce. You want to make sure you get you some black pepper, and then you want to have you some Old Bay seasoning. Got to have the Old Bay. All right, y'all. So, of course, you want to have your dish. You want to get you a big tablespoon, a fork, and some tester spoons if you're having company. But I just did this for this video. I probably would have used some plastic stuff, you know what I mean? Anyway, I got time to be washing all those dishes, y'all. So that's all you're going to need. All right, so let's get started. Okay, y'all, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our mayonnaise. Of course, like I said, get you some Hellmann's. Even if you don't like Hellmann's, just get you a small bottle of it if you want to try this recipe. Now, I'm sorry if my voice is a little raspy. It is up early, child. We don't usually get up this early, but I'm trying to change my schedule so I can get more things done during the day. Okay, so that was like 1 to 2 of this big tablespoon right here. And the more mayonnaise you use, the more ingredients you're going to need to mix in there. Even though it's a mayonnaise-based sauce, we don't want it to taste like mayonnaise, if that makes any sense. Okay, so next thing we're going to use is the apple cider vinegar. And y'all, I don't have any like specific measurements. I've been doing this recipe for so long, and I wasn't taught with measurements, so I don't know. So just try it, do it exactly how you see me doing it. Alright, so I just use this to measure the vinegar. You're going to use 2 capfuls for right now. 2 capfuls of vinegar. Then we're going to use our hot sauce. And I'm going to open this up. Let me use one of these. So I'm just using this because I have that big one down there in that mayonnaise. So I guess say use 1 of the big tablespoons. Well, no, use 2 of the big tablespoons hot sauce. Alright, and leave that open because you're still going to have to add more hot sauce. Now, I don't want to put that in there. Okay, so now we're going to use some of the seasoned salt. And like I said, I don't have measurements, but I will pop this top off so we could be a little more accurate. So again, I'm just using 2, and this will equal up to 1 of those big tablespoons. So you're going to put 1 of those big tablespoons of seasoned salt to start with. Then we're going to go in with our black pepper. And y'all, I just call this the Granny E sauce. I really don't have a name for it yet, but I want to name it something if you guys really like this. Well, if you guys end up trying it and liking it. Alright, so we're going to use, again, 1 of the big tablespoons of pepper. Okay, and then next we're going to go in with our Old Bay seasoning. Open. And then we're going to do 1 of the tablespoons of this too. So 2 of these will equal 1 of those big tablespoons. Okay, now we're just going to mix it. And y'all, this is the only ingredients that you need. So I like to use a fork and just mix it. It starts to smell. If you guys like vinegar and stuff like that, and spices, it smells so good. And it tastes so good when you have some good, hot, fresh seafood to dip into it. I only like to use it like on the boils because it has a lot of seasoning in it. But like fried seafood, I don't really use it on that since that is already seasoned. I just like to use this strictly for seafood boils or steamed seafood, baked seafood. So you just mix that up, and then you want to kind of look under there. I can't turn this over, but you want to make sure you get that mayonnaise that's like just stuck to the glass. So you just go in with your spoon and kind of just scrape against the bottom of the glass so you can make sure it all gets mixed in. And I'm just going to check the bottom. I got most of it up. And this is all it is, y'all. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to taste test it. Because usually I don't get it perfectly right on the first try. That's probably why I need measurements. But I'm going to try to do better with that. Because I just be winging it, y'all, for real. But it just be so good. So you want it to have a creamy consistency, but you don't want it to be too thick. So this is like just a tad bit too thick. Usually when it's thick like that, I'll just add a little bit more of my liquids. But like I said, we're going to taste test this first to see what it would need a little bit more of. Because it might not need a little bit more vinegar, and it might not need a little bit more hot sauce. So I'm going to just drop it on my finger over here. Okay. So for me, I'm going to need a little bit more hot sauce. Oops. That's fine. It's not going to hurt nobody. Little spice won't hurt nobody. And just a little bit more vinegar. And sometimes I might add a couple drops of, you know, just a little sprinkle of water to kind of thin it out, I guess. So this time I'm just going to use a half a cap of vinegar. And we're going to mix that in. The thing with this is that you don't want one ingredient to overpower the other. First of all, you don't want it to be tasting like mayonnaise. And then, like, you don't want to taste too much seasoned salt. You don't want to taste too much hot sauce. You don't want to taste too much vinegar. So it's kind of like an even thing throughout the whole recipe. You just want everything to be equalized. So I'm going to try it again. Do a taste test. That's about right. I think I'm going to add just a little bit more pepper. Just a dash of pepper. And then I'm going to get when I mean a dash of water, I mean literally a dash of water. There we go. Alright, and we're going to mix that up. Like I said, you don't want this to be too thick because as this is a cold sauce, so as it sits in the refrigerator longer, it thickens up. So while you're mixing it, you don't want it to be thick. You want it to be a good, even consistency between thick and thin. Right in the middle. Alright, so I'm going to do a taste test again on my finger. Okay, y'all, so my video cut short again for whatever reason while I was editing. But all I did was add a little bit more mayonnaise because it was just a little bit too salty. And like whenever it's too salty, just add a little bit of mayonnaise. But don't add too much where it tastes like mayonnaise. Then once you're finished, just cover it up, put it in the refrigerator. Until your seafood boil is done. You want to make sure you make this before your seafood boil so that it gets time to marinate and all those flavors kind of just merge together. And make sure your food is hot and fresh. And that's how it looks when it comes out. Hold on one second. Got a fork so I can show you the consistency. And see, it's not too thick, not too thin. It's just right. That's what you want right there. So there you have it, you guys. That is the recipe. It's not, I guess it's been a secret, but not really. I've had a few people ask me about it, and I said I was going to share. So that's it. That's all there is to it. Like I said, oh, and make sure, as far as the Lawry's, you only want to use a half a tablespoon and then 1 whole tablespoon of the Old Bay. You want to make sure it's not too salty. You're not going to make it too salty and then try to blame it on me. Talking about you got high cholesterol. So make sure y'all do it the way you like. If you don't like spice, don't add too much spice. If you guys want to add stuff to it, add stuff to it and tell me what you did to it in the comments. Leave your thoughts in the comments section. Alright, y'all, I'm going to get up out of here. I hope you guys have a blessed day. If you're out there driving around for work, whatever you're doing, y'all be safe, be blessed, and I'm out. Peace. Oh, yeah, and follow me on Instagram at qdeeeatstv. Love y'all. Bye, best friends.